Hi friends, a warm welcome to one and all. I am Dr. Girish Kumar, Assistant Professor, Department of Library and Information Science, Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi. Today we are going to talk about tools and techniques to enhance the visibility and citations of scholarly publications. Dear friends, you will all agree with me that you are all interested to have some kind of publications to your credit drive, and some of you and most of you must be having publications as your own. And we know that as a researcher or author, publications are one of the parameters to evaluate the performance. So impact of publication citation also highly influenced in higher education system as one of the evaluation criteria for its ranking system. And as we know, reputation and ranking of any academic or research institution is highly impacted with its scholarly output. And it is a fact that if you take any discipline, there is an enormous growth in the number of publications also. And we know rating research quality relies on the number of research publication and its citations. So each researcher is trying to ensure maximum visibility to their hard work so that their publications will not be overlooked. The traditional discovery tools are not sufficient anymore as there has been an enormous output of research every day. So information and communication technologies have also made it easier for authors and researchers to perform their research process faster and increase the visibility of their work through different networking and social media platforms. The lecture explains how effectively we can enhance the visibility of research publications which is already being published, and how do we improve the citation counts of a scholarly publication. These are the things we are going to discuss. As a researcher or a author, normally we have to face some of the questions from our own community related to our academic or research endeavors. The questions like this, like how many publications do you have to your credit, and how many national and how many international journal publications, what is the impact factor of the journal in which your article got published, or is the journal indexed in leading indexing and databases like Scopus, Web of Science, etc., etc. Is the journal is approved and included in our UGC care list. So how many citations you have received for your publications, and even what is your author index like G index, H index, etc., etc. So these are the normal things normally we face or we hear from our own community. And before going to the detailed part of the discussion, so let us have some basic understanding about the terminologies like scholarly publications, research visibility and citations. We have been living in a changing scenario as we know that the research conception has moved online. So earlier it was completely offline, now it is almost online mode, and today's research follows an online workflow from discovery to publishing, and the research output generated globally is being available in different formats and follows a different model of communication channels to disseminate it to the wider audience. And easy visibility to the research output through online has become necessary to increase the effectiveness of readership and utilization, which directly associated with the citation enhancement. So the techniques of search engine optimization also has to be learned to improve the visibility and citation of the articles. So impact factor of the journal is highly influenced by the readership and citations. So as an author or a researcher, you should be able to improve the discoverability of your research output using various means. And let us see what is a scholarly publication. So normally scholarly publication in its simple meaning is publishing of research result by a scholar or a subject expert. So in this context of electronic media, it commonly refers to all forms of online distribution of documents. So in other words, if you say it is the published results of researchers who have gained new knowledge in her or his discipline by the means of scientific theories and methods. So, or it is a process of academics, scholars and researchers sharing and publishing their research findings so that they are available to the wider academic community and beyond. So they are also called as academic, peer-reviewed or referred publications. So publications types usually consist of journal articles, research reports, conference papers and books also. And scholarly articles are full-length documents on original research and sources of high valuable information. So they are published in specialized research-oriented journals which are mainly intended for graduate or other academics. Publishing increases the scholar's standing in his or her respective field, which is important for funding and employment also. And publishing is the most common way to show achievement and active engagement as a research scholar or an author. And let us see what is a research visibility. The research visibility by definition is the process of making the research finding visible to the scholar community using academic social networking sites. So we will come to that point later. And publications can be preprint, conference papers and posters, presentations, research data, video, code, all are evidence of your research activity. So we need to have a visibility for these research activities. So by making them all publicly accessible, you increase your visibility. So preserve your outputs and make them available for future use. So research visibility greatly improves the citation impact. And let us see what is a citation. So as you all know that citation in its simple definition is how many times an article has been used by other articles. So citation to the research publications are quality indicators for both the author and the institute where he or she is affiliated. So number of times scholarly paper is cited become a major measure of its research impact. The more often a paper becomes cited, the greater its influence on the field, right? And the number of citation is the main measurement for author productivity and a tool to measure the importance of information contained in that particular article. Visibility and citation to a research publication is interrelated. So the number of citations will be limited to the availability of the published article on the web. So increase in the visibility leads increase in the number of citations. So normally survey, review and methodology papers, people say that receive more citations. And let us come to the reality. So if you see life cycle of a research paper, it is not just about publishing it and forget. So but it consisting of ways to enhance access, downloads, citation and monitoring its impacts also. So publication and citations are the principal ways of acknowledging the value and impact of a researcher's contribution to the development of knowledge in their field. So but you see, according to a study published in Nature journals which was in 2014, so over 43% of Web of Science indexed documents have never received any citations. So as an author or researcher, so we want to maximize the impact of our work. Hence good quality paper should be produced. We always need to focus on good quality papers and this HIS suggests that after 20 years in research, an H of 20 is a sign of success. If you have an H index of 20 after 20 years, then you are a successful person in your academic field. So there are many tools and techniques, generally call them as publication marketing tools to enhance the visibility and citations of publications. And let us see what are the advantages of being an online. And showcasing yourself in the online platforms and sharing your research and findings can help you make a greater impact in your community. So this also leads to promote your research work in a greater extent. So taking the advantage of publication marketing tool will always have a greater impact and open up the window into a researcher's expertise. And availability of your credentials in the online space, which helps to reach to the largest audience. So and open up future collaboration and publication opportunities, job opportunities and emergence of new ideas and innovations which can enhance the citations and other metrics. So raise the visibility of your research output through online platforms as it definitely will increase the potential of being discovered and downloaded in a larger extent. So by making your profile accessible to the public will also enable other personal benefits such as invitation to some kind of seminars, conference talks and consultancy opportunities, media attention, awards, grants, fellowships, including promotions, etc. So you will be able to always showcase your all the credentials online, so that will be having some more advantages. And let us see publication strategies. We were talking about citations and visibility, and before that we need to have publication. So as we know that the quality publications are result of your hard work, dedication and quality time what we spend. So in order to attract the attention of your research output, once it is published also, it needs to be followed by some of the publication strategies. So let us see those strategies in details. And see, in order to contribute to the visibility and citation to these scholarly publication activities, we have to be performed under two major strategies. So publications strategies comes under two major categories. The stage one or first step is the activities before the article is getting published. That is called as pre-publication strategies. So the activity of preparing and publishing a manuscript in a suitable journal and is just the beginning of a research impact and visibility. So this is the starting point. The stage one is the starting point, or pre-publication strategy is the starting point where we just beginning our research impact visibility effort, or the things which are going to be effort. And the stage two is post-publication strategies. It is an action involved in such as advertising and disseminating scholarly published work with the support of research tools, whatever it may be, and then monitoring its discoverability and citation impacts. So in order to gain maximum research visibility to your scholarly output, so you have to be carefully examine activities pertaining to these stages of publication cycle, these two stages. And it is so clear that promoting the research output should start before conducting the research itself by choosing the priority topics. So you see publication strategies, it goes like this. It has better visibility. If you give better visibility to your output, then it will have increased downloads. The increased downloads will lead to higher reads, then higher reads will lead to higher citation. But the right side of the picture you see this diagram, it has editors, publishers, author or researchers. All these three categories of efforts are essential, and the effort of author and researcher in both pre-publication strategies and post-publication strategies are more important. And let us see pre-publication strategies. And publishing a paper in a journal, as you know, based on disciplinary reputation or with a high impact factor, is the most well-known way of getting your paper cited. But there are many other things a scholar can do to promote his or her work and make it easy for others to find. And what are those kind of works what we need to take care of? One is the first step before you start writing something is identify the knowledge gap. So as a researcher or author, the first and foremost thing before you start your publication journey is to identify the knowledge gap and deal with hot topics. And the next one is target a wider audience. So it is always advisable to write for a longer audience or maybe a larger audience rather than targeting a small group to get more visibility to the research publication. And maintain the quality. The basic thing to make an article relevant is its quality. Article must be methodologically sound and justified and theoretically well grounded. Clearly written and structured, contain a strong, current, comprehensive and solid literature review. Then contribute something new and useful to that particular literature. So then deliver a thorough discussion of their findings and offer a satisfying conclusion. This is the format, or this is the things we need to take care while writing a paper. And make your title short and relevant. So choose a right and relevant title for the manuscript and make it descriptive. It is also better to incorporate a keyword so that particular topic of research in the title, so that it will be easy to index in the indexing formats. So this is the most effective way to make the title search engine friendly to give optimal online visibility. Use of sharp, contemporary and attractive keywords is another thing. So further, the researcher has to use sharp, contemporary and attractive words for keywords to the paper and repeat them in the abstract, heading, subheading, graphics, tables, figures, whatever may be. So, and even full text also. So selecting right keywords can increase citation count by improving the article discoverability. So even a researcher can approach tools like Google Trends, Google AdWords, or even popular research articles in the same area to know the right keyword for the contents you write. So then use headings, subheadings, links, etc. So headings, subheadings and linkage between the concepts and paragraphs are always give a better look to the publication so that the reviewers or the readers would be happy to read it. So however, we have to stick to the publication policies of the journal also. That is one of the important thing. And the next one is publish in a suitable journal having good impact factor. So we have to always plan to publish our manuscript in a suitable quality and impact factor journal. So further we have to check whether the article on that journal are easily discoverable or whether they are indexed in services such as Web of Science or Scopus leading databases, etc. Then popularity of that particular journal among the research community also need to be checked. So then publish with open access journals at the maximum possible. So open access publishing makes scholarly works online, which is free for everyone to find and read. So publishing with open access journals will help the writer or a researcher to reach the publication more researchers worldwide and to attract more citations. So studies say making research output available through open access repositories have a greater research impact than articles which are not open access to the users. So there are two methods to make research output open access normally. One method is to publish the publish the paper in an open access journal, and the other method is to self-archive the paper in an open access repository. The next is prefer print plus online. It is preferred to choose a journal which has both print and online mode of publication rather than print only. Then have a discussion on research findings. So research findings may discuss in research conferences, colloquium, and even a poster presentation to get feedback and to improve the quality before its submission for its actual publication. And even if you do not presenting our research work in the program or conferences, even always conferences are a great opportunity to promote yourself and your research. You need not need to present the paper, but at least while listening itself you will get a lot of ideas and the things to be changed. And make everything as simple as possible. And as you know, we have to prepare a manuscript according to the publication policies rendered by the journal publisher. So however, the manuscript you prepare should be search engine friendly, which means the title, keyword, abstract, etc. you choose should be short, simple, commonly used technologies and catchy to improve its discoverability. So abstract should be state clearly the article's central message, and outline is general subject, objectives, main findings and contributions accurately. So a less popular but more appropriate and relevant keywords also might get you more search hits and views rather than using a popular keywords. So then share the research data. Sharing the research data can increase the visibility of your research as it allows other researchers to validate your work. Then next stage is post-publication strategy. So you have published your research paper and you are now hoping to sit back. So relax and get ready for all those citations to roll in. No, your hard work does not stop here. So once your publication is over, then the real effort comes, or the real practice we need to do comes after the publication. So now we have learned based on the suitability of article to the scope and coverage of the journals and the other quality measures such as impact factor, citation reports, etc. and whether it is indexed in the leading databases, publisher coverage, etc. manuscript can be submitted and get it published. So however, publishing a high quality paper in a scientific journal does not guarantee a high citation. So in the other way, studies shows that it is still possible to acquire adequate citation and global visibility even if the research paper may not be written and published in a highly recognized journal. So we need to start our promotional activities in such a way that hence once the article is published, it has to be promoted for its visibility and citation impact. So as a researcher or author of your own publication, you are the best person to promote your work for its better visibility rather than its editors or publisher. The author or the researcher is always the better personality to promote your own work. So hence you should know what are the tools and techniques that can promote your research findings and maximize the research impact and visibility. So let us see few important and research tools or publication marketing tools which are helpful in advertising and disseminating your scholarly publications for its optimal visibility. And what are those publication marketing tools? So publication marketing tools can be categorized under major heads such as researchers and identifiers and profiles, academic social networking sites, online reference management tools, blogging and online magazines, personal or institutional website, open repository system. Let us see one by one. The first one is researcher identifiers and profiles. You might have heard about this. Author ambiguity. When we write an article, so the biggest problem with its visibility is author ambiguity. So it is in the scholarly community is a persistent problem. So hence managing an author identifier profile is essential to promote your intellectual output to others. Otherwise, others also will get the same credit what you are working on. And unique research identifiers and profiles help the scholarly publishing community to associate the creators with their works in precise and unambiguous way to optimize the research discoverability in the global level. So individuality of a researcher should always be constant, even if the researcher changes his name, affiliation, discipline and organization, etc. So whenever you change your affiliation also, your name identity or the identity pertaining to your name should be unique and persistent. So with many authors having identical names on one side and ever-growing literature to keep pace with the information explosion on the other side, are putting outputs in a way to make it easily discoverable. So creating researcher identifier and profile is a well-advised method to distinguish the all intellectual output of a particular researcher. So having a researcher profile makes your scholarly communication more discoverable and highly visible in the global network. So it also helps the researcher to associate the creators with their works in precise and unambiguous way to optimize the research discoverability in the global level. And it enables the researcher to connect all his publications together, and it also enables a researcher to put all his research output together in one place without any identity crisis. So act as a reliable identity for an individual as well as an organization. So a well-advised method to distinguish all the intellectual output of a researcher, that is researcher identifiers and profiles. So as all the information pertaining to a particular researcher is available at one place, it can act as a parameter for the assessment of the individual. So it helps the funding organizations to simplify the grant submission workflow and monitor the status of the funded research activities. So it is also useful in creating organizational repositories without any ambiguity. And as an author or researcher, it is helpful in finding his potential collaborators, so and an easier way to get credit for his scholarly activities. So for an institution, it helps to collect, showcase and often evaluate the scholarship or scholarly activities of their faculty or the scientists or the scholars. So it is also helpful for publishers to simplify the publishing workflow, including peer review process without any author identity issues. And for the scholarly societies, it is an easier way to track the achievement of their members. And you can see the applications of research identifiers or research profiles in different areas where we will be able to make it. And this diagram shows that what are those sections where we can incorporate researcher identifiers also. And let us see some of the examples of researcher identifiers and profiles. There are various such tools or platforms where researchers can register to get a unique identification number or create an individual profile to connect with the networked society to work on a collaborative mode and share his research output. So such a unique identifier makes a scholarly communication more discoverable and highly visible in the global network connected, and all the publications of a particular researcher will be come together. So following are some of the major available tools in the publishing world to identify and reach of the research work of an individual researcher, and they act as persistent identifier throughout their academic activities. So each tool requires full day class to cover all its aspects. So we will be just discussing about few major tools. And the first one is ORCID profile, Open Researcher and Contributor Identifier. You must have heard about this. It is an expanded as open researcher and contribution identification. It is a 16-digit unique open digital identifier that distinguishes you from every other researcher with the same or similar name to you. So those who having the similar name can be differentiated with this ORCID ID. It is a global level author identification system and is compatible with the ISO standard 27729, also known as the International Standard Name Identifier or ISNI. And it possesses most of the features that a research profile and provides information pertaining to them under different categories such as assumed names, country, biography, education, employment areas in keywords, etc., even publications, etc. So your ORCID, once you created your ORCID ID, it is fully owned and controlled by you, and you can connect it with your professional and personal information, affiliation, grants, publications, peer reviews, and more, and can be linked with other profile systems also. So it allows free registration. You don't need to pay anything for the registration, and it is a community driven program governed transparently by a not-for-profit organization. It was officially launched in October 2012, which covers all the disciplines. So as of now, around 8.8 lakhs IDs have been created by the global research community, and it provides two core functions. First, a registry for individual researchers to obtain unique digital name, and the second is APIs that are used by organization to exchange research information, support authentication, and connect ORCID ID with the other identifiers for researchers, creatives, and affiliations. So apart from ORCID, it normally we have other identifiers. The major identifiers. Before going for that, we can just see the this is the main page of ORCID. Then we'll go to the Scopus author ID. This is another author identifier. As you may be aware, Scopus is one of the leading commercial abstract and citation database at global level, so which is launched by Elsevier in the year 2004. So Scopus gives author a Scopus author ID or Scopus author ID, which automatically comes when a paper is get published in Scopus indexed journals. So we will not be able to make it manually. And Scopus generated an 8-digit number for an affiliation and 11-digit number for an author automatically and programmatically. So you can request author detail correction and add your publications to Scopus since you will not be able to make it your own. So it helps to provide the number of times a research article is cited, authors who have been cited differently, and H-index for the subscribed contents of Scopus, etc., etc. So by integrating Scopus with ORCID, your publication in Scopus will be added to your ORCID profile. So this is possible with Scopus and ORCID also. So this further increases the visibility of your work since it is available in both the platforms. So you can even search the lookup tool to locate an author profile, which includes the identifier, references, citations of work, H-indexes, and subject area. These all have with the Scopus author profile. The only thing is it cannot be edited by the author. Only Scopus can do this if you request. And the next one is Publons. This is the main page of Scopus author profile. And let us see the next one, Publons profile. Publons profile is also known as author ID profile. Earlier it was known as researcher ID profile, which was given by Web of Science, called as Web of Science Researcher ID profile. So it is a new environment where you can benefit from improved Web of Science Researcher ID, and you can add your publications, track your citations, and manage your Web of Science reports. So this system was introduced in January 2008 by Thomson Reuters, and it's a unique digital alphanumeric identifiers containing the year of creation. It will have that year of creation in its identity. So it is ORCID compliant, again allowing the researchers to claim and showcase publication from a single one account. So it also supports Unicode standards and allows searching and uploading of publication list in any languages. So researchers can have their profiles publicly accessible, and even you can make it as a private also. And it provides citation calculations only for those publications which are indexed in Web of Science. And it's also extract data from subscribed contents from Web of Science, EndNotes, and manual entry also possible. So Web of Science Researcher ID is a unique identifier for researcher on Publons. So that is the name. And this is the home page of Publons. You can see that. And then we will discuss about Google Scholar Citation Profile. You almost everyone knows about this, and you may have Google profile of your own, but still Google Scholar Citation Profile, generally known as Google Scholar Citation, it is a service provided by Google, as you know, a for-profit company. So hence the continuity of free service of Google Scholar cannot be predicted. So anytime it can terminate. So the service enables a researcher to set up profile page and to showcase publication and citation metrics. So it is easy to create a Google Scholar citation profile. Anybody having a Google account can create the profile. So publication can be added automatically by choosing the list publication on the name, which creating the profile or an updated to the profile manually. So name of the co-authors can also be added with the profile. That is the advantage. So even then, however, the citation metrics of the profile automatically updated by the system on the content added, which are simple and easy to understand. Options are available to keep the profile public or private. You can make it as public or private, but if the profile is made public, then others, other researchers will be able to access and download the resources, and also they will be able to comment upon. Unless until you make it public, people will not be able to see that. And Google Scholar covers all kinds of documents, journal articles, books, conference proceedings. It covers almost all the publication types. And it indexes large document collection with more restricted indexing policies, which shows a higher percentage of citation compared to other similar profile systems. So if you take the citation counts, it will be always higher than that of a leading commercial databases. So authenticity cannot be completely assured here unless the person keep a watch on his profile publication. So even citation also can be altered, and the chances of citing another research work as your own or vice versa is more in Google Scholar profile. And even Google Scholar citation lack social features and transparency about data sources in its size and coverage. So metrics can be easily influenced and open to manipulation. So it inherits bibliographic mistakes from Google Scholar also. And this is about Google Scholar profile, and this is the main page which we can create using Google Scholar profile. And the next one is Microsoft Academic Search Profile. So it is a free citation based academic search engine which is not much popular among the academic community. But creating an account in Microsoft Academics allows the researcher to build a profile around the publication and an identification number randomly assigned. So however, it automatically creates a profile for others who have published in the universe. Whenever you published anything in the universe, it will be automatically creates, and even if you search with a keyword or your own name, it will be able to retrieve. And it searches and allows a profile editing using any of the credentials used for Microsoft, Yahoo, Facebook or Google. And even profile can be used to list publication and to get the details of who is citing the publication. That can also be traced. So it is better for disciplinary studies than for analysis at institutional and individual levels. So I think it adopts a restricted model in which the researchers only can suggest changes or merges in their automatically supplied profiles. And this is the Microsoft Academic home page. And the next one is Vidwan. I think you might have already heard about Vidwan database. It is an expert database and national researchers network. Is the premier database of profiles of scientists and researchers and other faculty members working in leading academic institutions and other R&D organizations involved in teaching and researchers in India. So in order to enhance the visibility of our research and even in the citation, Vidwan also help at some extent. It is a network of subject specialists and experts database of Indian researchers and faculties developed by InflibNet, Information Library and Network Ahmedabad, with the support of National Mission on Education through Information and Communication Technology, that is NME ICT, and Ministry of Human Resource Development, and it was launched in the year 2012. So it is a network of expertise from different disciplines like engineering, technology, social science, etc. And Vidwan ID, if you look at the ID, it is a unique profile ID for an Indian expert, so who have registered with it. Once you registered with it as an expert, then you will be getting a particular number called Vidwan profile ID. So the profile contains information about particular experts such as personal details, qualification, experiences, expertise, and publications, and all your research activities can be made available in that particular profile. So every expert whose profile is available in the database can be logged into their respective profile, and even if they wanted to change it, it will have a persistent URL enabling them to update their profile. So this is the thing about Vidwan, and this is the home page of Vidwan. You just search with the URL, you will be able to find this. And the next one is again upgraded version of Vidwan is IRINS. I think this also you might have heard about. This is a new concept, Indian Research Information Network System. Actually, it is an extended revised version of Vidwan profile only, but having different kind of options. IRINS is a web-based research information management service, and it is jointly provided by Information and Library Network Center and the Central University of Punjab in collaboration with UGC and MHRD. So this portal facilitates academic R&D organizations and the state universities, faculty members, scientists to collect, curate and showcase the scholarly communication activities. So, and it provides an opportunity to create a scholarly network. So the IRINS is available as a free software as service to the academic and the other organizations within India. So those who have registered with Vidwan profile will be allotted IRINS profile. The same profile will be migrated to IRINS, but those who have not created in Vidwan will be getting a new ID with this IRINS profile ID. So new members will always have a 5 or 6 digit ID of numeric in nature. But profile has the option to incorporate with other research profile such as ORCID, Scopus profile, Google Scholar and Microsoft ID. So you will be able to integrate with other IDs also. So publication details from all these other IDs is available with the citation metrics. So co-authors network, personal information and pages to create other academic credentials, everything will be available in IRINS. So in a single shop, in a single area or in a single spot, you will be able to get all your details. And the next one is, and before going to that, you can see this is the profile of IRINS profile of mine, which is created in BHU, and you will also be able to create the same way. So then the next is International Standard Name Identifier. We call it as ISNI. So another research identifier to be discussed as ISNI or International Standard Name Identifier. It was founded in 2010 and it's an initiative of collective association like CISAC, International Federation of Reproduction Right Organization, International Performance Database Association, etc., along with PROCOST and OCLC. So it is administered and governed by ISNI International Agency and is operated by OCLC. This is also a globally certified standard number for identifying the millions of contributions to creative works, so and those active in their distribution. So including researchers, inventors, writers, artists, producers, etc. So all can have a ISNI ID. So it can harvest data from a huge number of sources, and many people already have ISNI numbers. It holds now around 9.8 million identifiers according to its statistics, and this is all about research identifiers. There are many such similar research profiles and platforms where a researcher or author can register himself or herself and make visible to the community. So we need to make use of all such kind of researcher identifiers and the profiles. Even apart from this, like author claim, virtual international authority file, letters, REPAC, author, NARCIS, there are many such kind of projects where we can generate unique identifiers for the institution as well as the individual. So it is imperative that the best way to identify a particular research is through a unique identifier rather than his or her name. So this visibility of a researcher's work is highly dependent upon such individual identity. The growing numbers also become the evidence of other identifiers being successful and effective tools for managing the modern research community. So in the upcoming years, it is expected to be omnipresent in every activities of research. So normally this kind of unique research identifiers allows a researcher to create individual and stable personal identifier so that it can distinguish their publications and also provide a hassle-free virtual collaboration, which is in turn enhance the visibility and citations. So there are different types of such, we will not go into details. And the next stage, once the profile is created, this is the profile page of ISNI. Once it is done, these are the different types of other we have already discussed about this. And then it is academic social networking sites, the another major important area where you can have more visibility to your profile, and you can attract citations is academic and social networking sites. So as we know, social networking and professional connections are very much important in all human endeavors, even including academic activities, which can enhance the opportunity of sharing and collaboration and getting more ideas. So through this academic and social networking sites, the researchers can gain feedback and even comments from other peers or even experts. So as well as you can expand their your own network and enhance research visibility and citation impact. So this is also one of the parameters to enhance your academic visibility. The social networking technology has a high impact in academic environment also, and it increased visibility online also help the researchers recognition in even offline also. Once you are recognized in the online mode, you will be always having a higher chance of having recognized in the offline mode also. So there are some issues with this kind of academic and social networking sites. The thing is, most of the academic social networks are not open access repositories. One has to register in order to download the articles, unlike in non-commercial open repositories. We need to have a registration always. And there are run by, this kind of academic social networking are run by commercial enterprises. So, and they may chance or stop their service without any prior notice or warning. So we may lose our entire things. So even advertisements are featured with some of the academic social networks, and surprisingly you will get some kind of spam messages also. And let us see some of the major academic and social networking sites like academic.edu, ResearchGate, Pen Profile, My Sincere Work, LinkedIn, and there are different kinds. And let us have a brief discussion about all these major social networking sites. One is academic.edu, as you will be well aware about this. Academic.edu is a networking site purely dedicated to academics and is established in the year 2008 by Richard Price. The platform allows users to create personal profiles, follow and exchange messages with relevant fellow users. You can even upload papers, request feedback, and track measures, papers, engagements, influence through analytics. So all these things can be done using this academia, and actually it is trying to encourage the researchers to share their articles directly with their community, and that is they cover the publication aspect more directly. And the users can connect with their colleagues from other social networking sites also, like Facebook, Twitter and Google, etc. Through import contact feature. So there is also a notification feature that alerts users through email whenever a researcher on their follow list publishes a paper. So you will be getting always having, you can always switch on the alert mechanism, so you will be able to get once your fellow colleague or your similar area expertise publish a paper. And the next one is, this is the home page of academia, just for information. And the next one is ResearchGate. It is a network of which is designed to help scientists and researchers collaborate, exchange ideas, and stay up to date with the latest development their own field. And it is more interactive and easier to navigate compared to other profiles, and has better search tools to find other researchers and connections between people. So more focus on collaboration, discovery and interaction. That is the beauty of ResearchGate, and it can get feedback from real academic and professionals. So in ResearchGate, a variety of questions are posted which create possibilities of different approaches to answer. So that boosts the researchers' thinking as well as enable them to get more ideas to work on. So it highly influences the visibility on the web as it provides tracking measures. So there is a high chance of getting it visible and even having more kind of citations. So this is the home page of ResearchGate. And the next one is Pen Profile. I think some of you might have heard about this. It is an easy to create academic and social networking site which connect students, scholars and educational institutions around the world. The registration at Pen Profile can be created for even for both individual as well as organization. And if you search penprofile.com, you will get all the details pertaining to this. This is the home page of Pen Profile. You need to sign up, you need to create your own account. And the next one is My Science Work. This also some of you might have heard about. And this is also an academic and social networking site found in the year 2010 by Virginia Simon and Tristan Davilli, which aims to foster data sharing among science organizations. So it is an international scientific community of professional scientists and science enthusiasts from around the world. And the aim of this community is to bridge the knowledge gap between academia and industry and to promote access to scientific publications. So it is also having the option to add ORCID details and extract the data. And this is the home page of a particular site. And let us see one more networking site, that is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a rapidly growing professional networking site. Many of you might have already registered and you will be having the profiles. But only thing is you have to improve them to maximize its impact. So you don't need to sit idle. Once you create the LinkedIn profile, you need to update it properly. So this was actually found in the year 2002 and it works as academic and social networking platform for scholars. And it is a platform where individuals and companies connect for purposes of fostering working relations, employment opportunities, skills acquisition and knowledge sharing, etc. So although LinkedIn accommodates all professions, it has proven over time to be viable platform for academic scholars. And you can see the homepage of LinkedIn here. And let us see some more other social networking sites apart from these, like Epicurus, Study Mode, Script, Linguistic, Facebook, Twitter, Quora. These are all in which the researcher or author can post, make an announcement about the article published on various social media in order to attract the visibility and even in the citation also. So let us see the next section is online reference management tools. This also will be helpful for attracting more citations and impact. Reference management tools offer an easy way of finding relevant literature, collecting references, organizing them in a database, and insert citation work in a manuscript with proper citations style. You don't need to worry about the citation styles and making it manually. So these online reference management tools will help you. And most of the new reference management tools provides facility to connect with other researchers that you can find on the platforms. But an online reference management tool normally provide easier collaboration and use across multiple devices, and it will assist you to improve publication visibility and impact. So it needs to facilitate sharing some of the things you may be already knowing, and some of the examples like Mendeley, Zotero, SiteUlike, etc. These are some of the examples, and you might be already having knowledge about all this. Zotero enables users to collect, manage and cite research from all types of sources from within the browser and even Windows itself. It is free to install and use it. It enables the researchers to collaborate by sharing files and citations. It has a large user group, user forums and developer community. So it is easy to use and it is simple also. Like that, this is the front page of Zotero. Then the other one is Mendeley. So Mendeley normally it's a free reference management tool, come academic social network, and even it helps the researchers to organize the research work. And one of the best reference handling software, we can say that, and definitely the best solution for literature search and even citation management also. And you can organize the references, and it made more flexible and attractive, so users can access papers from Mendeley website. And this is the main page of Mendeley website. And the other one is SiteUlike. So it is a social media type site which share your research with others and see what others are reading. So it is actually grown to be one of the biggest and most popular social reference management website. and as a free service tool for managing and discovering scholarly references. And it automatically locates, recommends interesting articles that are new to the registered scholar. And the other one is blogging and online magazines. This also will be highly effective to improve or to showcase your credentials or publication details, and to get the more citations and even visibility, downloads, reads, etc. So we have heard about blog and blogging, and some of you might have already written your own blog post also. So it is a personal or corporate website in which the author writes as their opinion, impressions, etc., so as to make them public and receive reactions and comments about them. And blog, there are a number of blog creating tools which are vital tool for academics to publicly communicate about research development and findings. So writing a blog post on the research output with a link to the location where it is available can be a good practice always. And as a blog enables the viewers to comment on a particular post, you need to always keep an eye on that comment box and feedback, then you need to respond. So one of the mechanisms to reach out a wider audience, thereby increases chance of citation counts and the visibility. So it can effectively contribute to the search engine optimization. So it is one of the best way where you can get it as a create a blog where you can showcase your research. So even you can make it public rather than private instead of having it, and even use the persistent identifier link to article in social media and other repositories, so that you will be able to, and your followers will be able to access it. And then the other thing is you can even contribute to the Wikipedia kind of things, and even there are some online magazines portal where you can make it, so that your research will be more wider to the audience. The next one is personal or institutional website. This is another mechanism where you can keep all your publications for a better accessibility, and very helpful to maintain a current and detailed information on the website. So it can be personal or institutional website. You need to showcase your scholarly publication and intellectual outputs. So publication lists need to be updated frequently. That is the criteria you need to follow. And even you can create a persistent identifier link, so that even if a publisher changes its location also, the person who is accessing that particular link will be able to access your resources. And the one of the major method of getting citation is self-archiving. So it is defined as storing the scientific research output in a researcher's their own web page or website, or it can be an organizational website or institutional repositories. So this article deposited in repository can be accessed to a wider audience. So even it can be retrieved by simple Google search. People will be able to search like Google, and also will be ensured archival access. So the authors will be able to add additional information pertaining to that particular article. So even self-archiving of the articles will be greatly improve the visibility and citation impact of the articles. So more visibility we can expect from such kind of repositories. And anything which is made available in open platform normally removes the barriers to access and share it. So free repositories also can be used to archive the researcher paper based on its copyright policies. So according to the policy of publisher, or if you have a preprint or the version which is before having it publication, so it can be kept in the repositories. So it is better to use non-commercial open repository to upload your research findings, so that others will be able to find it. And some of the examples for such repository systems are OpenDOAR, SSRN, Selector Works, Fixture, etc., etc. I can go through that. And here I am going to conclude the topic. I think you will be you are able to get some points out of this. And we know much of the activities around the world now take place online. So being a researcher or an author, we have to make active on academic and social networking sites as much as possible, so and link them each other. So then the effect of social media have a greater exposure on downloads and even citations of publication. So when you have several profiles in different services and archives, which enhances its visibility. So your articles in several places gives more visibility, hence it increases the impact. So ensure that viewers are motivated to read on and even download your article and even they are more connected to literature what you have already discussed. And even it is an excellent way to connect with others in your field and across the research community. And we have to respond to any feedback we may get through any means like email, blog, comment, social media platform, etc. And so that it will enhance the collaboration among the researchers and institutions. So, and also keeping a copy in your own library, sending them through email list, and link to your latest and greatest article in your professional email signature file, etc. are also mechanism to enhance your visibility. So you have to market yourself and your publication. Unless you market it, unless you make it accessible to wider audience, this is not going to have an impact, and the citation you receive will be always less. So creating a key phrase on the areas where a researcher is specialized, and then use it. Then updating the professional web page and publication list frequently also will keep you updated with the citations and visibility. And create your own online profile in multiple platforms and link them with each other, so that implementing such publication marketing tool largely increases your visibility and citations. Thank you for listening. Thank you all.